Project Bam! I'm heading down to the Bronx. I am picking up my axles. Do I need a radar detector for the Beast? I mean, the Beast is... it's just a big car. It rides nice and smoothly. I don't drive this too fast. It's just a nice, smooth car. Like this is, it's like a town car, a black car. It's like black car service. So heading down to the Bronx, I have plenty of time to think about some of the decisions that I've made through the years. When I needed an axle for the Beast, me purchasing that axle online, it set me back so much time. I should have been finished with the Beast. You know what? No. Again, luxury car ride, luxury car feel. Yeah. So getting back to the Beast, it had a rip boot just like the Porsche. It had a rip boot and I wanted to get the boot repaired. So the easiest thing at that point for me to do was to buy an axle online. I bought an axle from like, was it eBay or Amazon? It came in, it was nice and shiny, it looked fine. I went to install the axle, and as it was going into the differential, it wasn't smooth. And I tell everyone working on these German cars are pretty easy. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't belong. Take it out, right? I didn't do that. My axle didn't fit. And I thought, hey, maybe it just needed a little bit of elbow grease. Brought out probably a hammer and a wood block. I didn't hit directly on the axle, but I definitely hit the axle. And it still didn't slide in properly. I didn't understand it. After it didn't go in properly, I was like, you know what? Let me just take it out. Ooh, let me get out this lane. I got some racers behind me. You know, you don't like to hold people up, so... here we go. Where they going? Where you going? Where y'all going? They're going somewhere. So, I tried to take the axle out of the differential and it was stuck. Uh-oh. It was stuck, it was stuck, it was stuck. I couldn't get it out. And usually when I run into a problem like that, I usually take a break, you know, kind of rethink. Maybe go to the web, go to some forums, go to YouTube and see if anyone else had the same problem, and no one really had the same problem. Like I couldn't figure it out. And it was also cold in the garage. I don't like working in the garage when it's cold. So what I did was I put the project on the shelf until it warmed up a little bit. Right? So when it warmed up a little bit, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this nonsense. Let me write a check. So I said, let me go to a well-known transmission repair place and just write the check and let them fix it. Doesn't matter, even if I have to get it towed there. Like I was gonna write the check. I go in thinking I'm kind of home free and my only concern would have been like how much. And my guy said, what kind of car is it? I said, it's a BMW. He was like, which model? I said, it's a 750. He's like, we don't work on those. He said, we don't work on those. So what do you mean you don't work on those? Yeah, we don't work on those cars. So it kind of threw me back because I went to a franchise. Like, they've been building and rebuilding transmissions for the longest, and they couldn't help me. So I was kind of at a loss for words. I reached out to a friend of mine who works at a BMW dealership. This person was able to connect me with a mechanic, pretty good mechanic, who basically said the subframe may need to be dropped, and I don't do that kind of work outside of my garage. At that point, I went to the big box stores and I picked up, I think, a yellow crowbar. That same day I picked up the small yellow crowbar is the same day I got the axle out. Now once I got that axle out, no way was I going back to the internet. I shouldn't say that because I did go to the internet. But no way was I going back to the cheap sites to buy the cheapest axle. I might have spent $100 for the axles. Maybe a little bit more than 100, about $100. This time, I actually went to eBay and I bought a used axle. When I put that in, it was like butter. It went in. Oh, that's Popo sitting in the middle. That's right, that's a county cop. So we're going through a rather tight intersection. I've got an Odyssey that I'm not going to pass because if I look at the side of his car, he or she already beat up the side of that car a lot. So I'm just going to hold my lane and wait for this to open up a little bit and then make my move. I am getting off the next exit, right? If you know Gun Hill Road, you know where I am. That's where I'm getting off. So I bought the new axle off. It's not a new axle. I bought an axle, a used axle with proper boots. The boots weren't ripped, off eBay, and it went in like butter. I had no issues with that from that point on. In hindsight, what I did was I bought an axle from a company that had the wrong tolerances that fit inside the differential. It was wrong. It was too big, and that was trash. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. So when it came time to get axles for Diamond, you know, I did price shop to see how much kind of cheap axles would cost off the cheap sites. And you know, $100-ish, but I wasn't gonna do that. So I went to a couple of reputable sites. The price for that axle was $400 and change. 2 axles would have been, you're gonna make me miss the light. All right, bro. Oh my gosh. You know, I need to have patience. Patience is I need to work on that. So I'm gonna sit back behind bro right here and not get in front of him. Just a lot of cars. I wonder if I do a video on congestion pricing. You know, obviously my opinion of congestion pricing. Should I do that? I'm thinking about it. All right. Am I in the right lane? What's going on here? You know what? I can squeeze through there, right? Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. Let's hop over. Nope. I'm in the wrong lane. All right, let me put this down for a minute. It's really tough to find parking because they got bike lanes over here now. I didn't miss my stop, right? No, I didn't. There it is. Okay. Really can't park anywhere over here. Should I? I think I'm just gonna try my spot again. Beep beep. Guess people are mad impatient. 11:30 to 1 o'clock, which means I got my spot again. Yo, for y'all that don't know what alternate side of the street parking is all about, in the boroughs, right? They need to clean the streets, and they can't clean the streets if cars are parked on both sides of the road. So what they do is, between a certain time, in this case, it is Wednesday from 11:30 to 1 o'clock, you cannot park on this side of the street without getting a ticket. And if everybody moves their car, then that will allow a street sweeper to kind of come by and keep the street clean. But it's been my opinion that those street sweepers really don't work. Hope you all enjoyed your quick ride to the Boogie Down. So I had to tell this story because it sets up my next story. I have a fabulous video coming up for you all. I'm going to another repair shop. I'm going to interview the owner who's been there for 30 something years, pick up my axle, find out how he stayed in business all these years. All right, later.